LocalBozo.com is proud to have with us as our guest for an exclusive interview, frontman of the Maine, John O'Callaghan. John, thanks so much for some time today, man.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Back in December, the Maine released a 5-song acoustic EP called Imaginary Numbers, just 6 months after the release of Forever Halloween, a full-length record. Talk about the band's ability to continually release music in the course of a given year and, sort of what inspired the acoustic release.
Well, we've been kind of lone wolves on the past few releases. So I think first and foremost, the ability to kind of record and release music at our own pace. That's the biggest reason why we're doing it. In other scenarios on labels, they with good reason they run things kind of the same way. So you spend a while recording, you put out a full length, and then you're kind of obligated to tour that record for a year and a half or 2 years. But yeah, we've done 3 releases now independently, and each time obviously it's a learning process. So we're figuring out kind of what works for the Maine and what doesn't at this point. But really the acoustic kind of EP came about just because we had some downtime here at home in Phoenix. We bought a bunch of recording equipment, and we're still kind of buying a bunch. And we just didn't want to sit on our hands, so we decided to record some tunes. And fortunately, people were receptive, and we kind of we put together this acoustic tour, which we're playing here in Phoenix tonight. And I guess sort of just the thirst for wanting to create and to get better as a band and as musicians is kind of the predominant reason why we did.
The band has a string of dates lined up for an acoustic run. What can fans expect from the band's set list? Is it mostly the new songs with some covers thrown in, or can we expect to hear some of the Maine's classic songs arranged maybe a bit differently?
You know what? We've been playing a wide kind of variety of all of our tunes. We mixed in one cover, but we don't do it in its entirety. So people can just expect I think a heavy balance of new and old, and we're reaching way back and playing a tune that we had never played prior to these shows at all. So I think it's a cool opportunity that we have to kind of push ourselves and to kind of, again, attempt to progress musically and just kind of, I don't know, use our brains while we still have them. So people can just expect a healthy balance of new and old. And
Speaking of the tour, the band's playing some more intimate shows with this tour, a bunch of which have already sold out, so that's got to feel pretty good.
Absolutely. It's pretty surreal. We just kind of celebrated our 7th year of being a band about 2 weeks ago, and to kind of downsize to these smaller rooms and to have people not be able to get in. I mean, that's a bummer for the people that can't get a ticket, but it's a great problem for us to have this far into our band's career. So we're just so fortunate that people still support what we do, and we really appreciate everything that they've given to us.
Now, the band stops locally at a sold-out studio at Webster Hall on February 27th here in New York City, where the band played 2 times last year, once in a high-energy show at Irving Plaza, the other co-headlining with Ann Berlin. As a band from Arizona, what's the run through New York City like for you?
New York City, it's at first, I have to admit, it was rather intimidating and stressful being a band with a van and trailer going through the city, and just kind of the fast-paced kind of lifestyle that everybody experiences there is something that we were totally foreign to. But I think, honestly, I'm not just blowing smoke. Each time we visit New York City again and again, our hearts get bigger and bigger for the city. And, the people have always been great, but the actual kind of the buzz that is New York City, I don't think it really kind of resonated with us until we kept visiting and kept coming back. So, you know, we're like you said, we've been there a couple times already this year. Well, not 2014, but 2013, and yeah, we're just really excited to be back.
John, the band signed up once again to be on the Warped Tour. It's the 20th anniversary this summer in 2014. Certainly a massive undertaking that takes up a good portion of the summer. What are you most looking forward to about getting out there with dozens of other bands, and is there any idea where we can expect to see the Maine on the bill?
You know, it'll be 5 years since we've done it this summer. So, you know, having done it once already, we know kind of the grueling nature of the tour. But as bands started getting announced, you know, a bunch of our friends' names started popping up on the bill, and they continue to do so. And that for us is a really I don't know, but it just feels great to know that we're already going to have a bunch of friends out there. But furthermore, I think for us, we know how taxing it is. So it's not, it's not going to take much to kind of prepare ourselves and to put ourselves in that mindset. We know how hot it gets here in Arizona, so it's not going to be anything new for us during the summertime anywhere else. But yeah, it's just a great opportunity for us to work really hard and to honestly just, I'd like to think that we're going to be the hardest working band out there this summer. We're going to be walking the lines and trying to really get our music out there to people that have no idea who we are. So it's a great opportunity for bands like us and any band in general, you know, to play in front of that many people at any given time is a great time. So we're really kind of chomping at the bit to get out there.
How you initially got your start is sort of a tale of rock and roll fantasy, having won an audition without any real experience to speak of. Can you tell the story behind how you got involved fronting the band?
Oh, man. It really was just kind of, I guess it just took a little bit of courage on my end. I had not really, I dabbled with playing the guitar, and I used to kind of mess around and program beats on the computer back in high school, and it really was just, I guess I could thank alcohol for a lot of why I tried out. I was at a party, and I told our current manager, I told him that I wanted to try out for his brother's band, and he kind of just blew me off. So the next day when I woke up, I called his little brother and we set it up, and Patrick is our drummer, and that's pretty much the end of it. We decided to go on tour that next summer, about 3 or 4 months later, and yeah, we really haven't looked back. We haven't stopped touring, so it's a very, very neat thing to be a part of.
Unbelievable. Well, listen, looking back at the roller coaster ride of the past 7+ years, talk about how far the band has come and how your contributions as far as songwriting have changed.
You know, it's a little hard to kind of reflect right now, seeing that we're still going at it. And I think now, honestly, today, like right now, I think we're just as or more excited than we've ever been to be doing what we're doing. We have a more distinct idea of what it is to be the Maine and what we think we want the Maine to be for others, way more than we did when we started out. So I think, you know, we've learned a lot through the years. I think reflecting is a little bit hard to do, just because, you know, things are still so fast-paced for us. But I mean, you know, for me personally as a songwriter and trying to contribute, you know, I work hard every day and try to progress as not only a songwriter but as a human. I'm just as lost as everybody else, and I think that the goal of this whole thing is not to be found. I think it's just to build a road that goes somewhere. We're not trying to create like a utopian goal or anything like that. We're just trying to have fun while it's all happening and work as hard as we can to ensure that it can happen a little bit longer. So yeah, I mean, we're in a cool headspace right now. It's pretty neat.
The last two full-length albums have been followed up by separate EPs. Are we then to assume that a new album by the Maine might be in the works, and maybe coming together as the end of the year rolls around?
You know what? We're actually next week. We're bringing out Colby Ledgerith, who produced our album Pioneer. He's coming out to Arizona, and we have I think we have 3 B-sides that didn't make the album Forever Halloween that we're going to sit down with, expand on them, write them as if they are brand new, and looking a little bit ahead, hopefully releasing a deluxe edition for Forever Halloween before the summertime. So there's even more new material this year that's not going to be a brand new album. So it's going to feel fresh for us, and hopefully it'll feel fresh for the people that we show to during the summertime. So that's next on the agenda.
Well, you certainly have a great work ethic. You don't waste any time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
John, we really appreciate the time today. Is there anything else you'd like to leave for the readers of localbozo.com or for your fans in New York City?
No, man, just thank you personally for all the support, and thank you to everybody that's allowed us to play these shows in New York City and all over the world, for that matter. We're really extremely excited to come back for the first one of 2014 in New York City. So thank you for everything.
Fans, make sure to check out Imaginary Numbers, the recently released EP from the Maine, wherever you buy your rock music. The band returns to New York City with a sold-out show at the Studio at Webster Hall on February 27th. You can also catch them all summer long on the 20th anniversary of the Vans Warped Tour, and tickets are available now. Of course, we've been speaking with the Maine's John O'Callaghan. Thanks so much for your time today on localbozo.com. Looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks, my man.
Sounds great, man.